The summer heat is nearly upon us, and that means that you probably have been using the air conditioner already.
I'm sure you have, but running your unit can be really expensive. With a quick search online, you can find several claims that 78 degrees is the most energy efficient temperature. So we set out to verify if that is actually the magic number. To verify this claim, our sister station in Central Texas spoke with Rick Kolbasowskis. He's an air conditioning and cooling specialist. He says 78 degrees is the industry standard.
Your system is not going to have to run as much as it would if you kept it down around 75 or 74.
Kolbasowskis says that recommendation is partially due to the demand placed on the power grid. For every 2 degrees on your thermostat, he says there's roughly a 20% difference on your energy bill. So, if you want your house to feel cooler than that temperature, there are 2 tricks. Make sure your house is sealed off and the air inside is moving.
There are no gaps or leaks in doors, exterior walls where incoming heat, which is attracted to cool, will come into the house. So use the ceiling fans to help air circulation.
So, is 78 degrees the most energy efficient temperature for your AC? We can verify that is indeed true. But that doesn't mean it's the recommended temperature.
The general consumer, myself included, usually looks for a temperature somewhere around 75 or 76.
Or 73.
I was going to say, just 68. So it depends on the person, right? Well,
wow.
If you have a claim you want us to verify, email it to verify@13newsnow.com. You can also search us on Facebook or Twitter and reach out there.